Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be going over the faculty portal in the Bear Cub Hub. So let me show you how to get logged into the Bear Cub Hub. On the SRJC main website, on the top banner, just go under Login and you can go to Bear Cub Hub. If you have not signed in before, you would sign in with your SRJC credentials just like you do to access your email or Canvas. So here is the main hub. This is what students and faculty see. And so they have some important announcements up top on these cards. And then you can see that there are different areas here. So I'm on the home page. If you wanted to go to faculty resources, that would be the fastest way to get to the faculty self-service. But let me just continue to go over the different cards here. These cards that are up top are locked, and so they have a little locked here, and you can't move them around. But any unlocked cards you can move. So if you wanted to move, the schedule of classes up, you could do that, to go into the next spot after faculty self-service. So you can also go into view all cards, and you could put other cards onto your home page. But if you click on faculty resources, it's going to be the fastest way just to get to the faculty self-service. And if you click on the open faculty dashboard, it'll take you to a list of different things that you can do within this faculty services area. And so you can go down the list here and see the different things. And then here's your personal information, your employee portal, and emergency contact information, that type of thing. So today I'm going to be showing you how to find your class roster as well as how to email students. So there's two ways to find your class roster. The first is to go under class list. And when you go here, I'm going to, this is summer, so I don't have a lot of students registered yet. But you can see in this NRM 99I, this one here, I have one student registered. So if I wanted to see who that student was, I'm going to click anywhere except for on the hyperlink. If I click on this hyperlink, it's going to bring up information about the course. This is what students see. And so I don't want to see that information. I also don't need to see the CRN. And so I'm just going to click here in the blue, and then it brings up the student that is registered in the class. So that is one way to find your class list, but there's an easier way by going into the active course assignments. So when you click on that, it'll bring up the sections that I have students registered in. So before you saw the entire list of courses that are tied to my name. Of course, I have more than you would have. And then for each one of these, you can click on class list and see the students who are registered in that section. So let's look at this one here. All right, so I have Anna who is registered in this WE 99I. I want to look at one other. I think I have, sorry, I should have done this prior. Nope. Okay, let's just go back to Anna. I thought I had a section that had two students, but I guess the other one hasn't registered yet. Okay, nope, now I'm in natural resources. Okay, that's fine. So I have Thomas in this class, and if I wanted to see more information about Thomas, I can click on his name, and it'll bring up his student profile, okay? And so in here, I can see that here's Thomas's email, here's his phone number. I can see that he is a continuing student. So under student type, if that student is a dual enrolled high school student, it would say high school there. So just different information. I can see he's been attending since fall of 23. If I wanted to look to see what his major is, I can click on the curriculum button. If I wanted to see what else he's registered in this summer, all he's doing is the internship at this point. If I wanted to see if, gosh, Thomas's name is kind of familiar to me. Did he take work experience in the past? I can come and look up his unofficial transcript here. Hit submit. And then it'll bring up his records so that I can take a peek at that. and see what kinds of classes he has completed in the past. And so I get an idea of that as well. Okay, so that was just by clicking on his name. Get back here. Okay, so if I wanted to send an email, and let's say I had 5 students registered in this section, I could click on this top box and it's going to automatically select all of those students. And then I could come over here to the email button, okay? And so when I do that, it's going to bring up my Outlook. And I am on campus, and so my default email is my SRJC email, okay? If you are at home, it could be that your default email is your Gmail or your Yahoo or whatever, and it may send the emails of the students into that system. If you don't want that, then you need to make your SRJC Outlook your default email. You can just Google that. There are videos to show you how to do that. Or you could take them from that email platform, copy the student's email, and put it over here into Outlook, whatever's easiest for you. So it has put Thomas's email here into a BCC, and if I had several students, each of their emails would be in the BCC, and then I can send the email to myself. I always say to a group, you know, this email is being sent BCC, so they know that. And then when they respond, it's only going to come to me. So that's the benefit of that. And so you can send the email there. The emails are not tracked, saved, I don't know how to say it, in Banner like they are in our current SIS system. So if you want to keep your emails that you've sent to students, you may want to create a folder to put those in there so that, you know, they're all together and they're not all over your email. So whatever system works for you, but just keep in mind that there's no way to see sent emails like we have currently or did have. And then don't be afraid to kind of come in here and do a couple different things. So this button here would, you know, if you didn't want to see registration status, which that just reminded me of something. If I select all students here and it's past census and somebody has dropped, they are still going to appear here. So you don't want to send that person an email. They're no longer registered in the class, so you would need to uncheck their name, okay? So registration status is an important one, probably one that you do not want to uncheck, but maybe you don't need to see level. I don't know exactly why you'd need to see that, or the midterm or the final. And so it's now putting fewer boxes here for you to view. This here is summary view, and if you change it to detail viewed, you get more information on Thomas. So this is a nice way to see his major, okay? So going back to the faculty portal here, there's other things that you could do in here. We'll be doing other videos to show you grade entry and drop-in census rosters, but if you want to add in office hours for your students, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to include detailed information about a syllabus, you could do that here so students can view it. Personally, I'm going to leave that in Canvas, but that's totally up to you. And so, you know, don't be afraid to come in here and to educate yourself on these various areas of the faculty portal. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us.